Hi, this is Stephanie Rathgaber, and today I'm going to be walking you through the process of creating a quiz using Google Forms so that you can implement it in your Google Classroom. As always, if you have any questions or you need help with any of this, please feel free to email me. My email is listed on the screen, and if you are utilizing this video through McCracken County Schools, my extension is on there as well, and I'm happy to walk you through how to do these things, or even come into your classroom and help you set them up for the first time. Okay, so today we're going to start with Google Forms. The first thing that I want you to do is open a Firefox browser. I know that some of you may utilize Safari more than you utilize Firefox, but I highly recommend it as far as being able to handle the different aspects of Google Apps, especially Google Apps for Education, as opposed to Safari. I've seen far less issues with Firefox than Safari from my own personal experience. Okay, so once you get a browser open, you are going to go to the Google homepage. So just google.com. And you click sign in the top right hand corner. If your account's already on there, feel free to click it. If not, click add account and type in your school account. We want to always utilize our school accounts because that's how we have access to Google Apps for Education, and that is what will allow us to utilize things within our Drive, within our Google Classroom. So remember, you always have to sign in twice, once to Google, once to Google Apps. You click work or school account and you put in your password. Okay, I know I'm signed in because I see my picture up here in the top right hand corner and it says Stephanie right here. So from here, I kind of want to show you where I store things based on location and class and that kind of thing. So I'm going to go to drive.google.com. And this is where all of my classroom files are saved. You'll notice I have a ton of different folders and they're color coded and so on and so forth. But my Google Classroom stuff is all in this file titled Classroom. And if you click on this, you can actually see all the different classes that I have Google Classroom accounts for. And for example, and this is an old class, my English 2 from before Christmas. If I click on here, these are all the different assignments that they did on Google Classroom. And I can actually open any of those and see the students' work that they've turned in. So this is kind of where things are saved within the classroom. But then I also have my Drive. And this is where I save the documents that I use for assignments. So you'll notice I have an English department folder that is shared with our entire department where we can put things in. And then I also have my own stuff. And that's where I keep different assignments, different things that I utilize each semester. So from here, if I was on my Google Drive and I wanted to create a quiz using Google Forms, I would click New, More, and then Google Forms right here, and it's in purple, and that gets us started. Now, as a default setting for our district, we always use require McCracken County Public Schools to log in to view this form. The reason that we do this is that way students can't log in with each other or as each other, or people from outside of school can't log in. I like to also click automatically collect respondents McCracken County Public Schools username. That way I don't have to require students to put their name on their assignment. It does it for them automatically. Show progress bar at the bottom of the form page. I don't really ever utilize that. In some instances, I will utilize shuffle question order so that if they're all taking the same quiz in a close quarter space, they're not seeing the same questions at the same time to deter cheating. Only allow one response per person. I utilize this almost always, and that way if a student, say I have a special ed student who gets multiple attempts at an assignment, I can go in and personally undo that, but they can't. They can't just go back and change it. Okay, so for this quiz, I'm just going to show you a few basics, but I'm going to title my quiz, and we're going to say that this is our Beowulf quiz. I have one section that just finished Beowulf, so this is fresh on my mind, so I thought we'd go from there. Now, many of you are probably thinking that I have all of my quizzes, they're already saved on my computer, they're Pages documents, I just print them out, that kind of thing. I don't really want to go through the process of this. It is much easier than you think it is. Okay, so I have a few questions from my previous Beowulf recall quiz saved onto a Pages document. And I am going to open up that Pages document. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy the question. So I highlight it, I hit Command C, I go back to my form, and I hit Command V. Automatically puts in the question. So then I'm going to come through, and this is one of the things that I love about Google. If I highlight these responses in order, okay, click Command C, come over here, and I have my box set, which you'll notice you could do text, paragraph text, multiple choice, and so on. But for this sake, it's a multiple choice quiz. I'm going to click multiple choice, and I'm going to paste Command V, my answers. It puts them all in multiple sections. It separates them for me. So I don't have to go in and copy and paste each individual one over. As long as they are in a list like this, when I copy it and I paste it, it will separate them for me. So I'm just going to do a couple of questions to show you. So I'm going to copy this question, Command C, come back over. And I'm looking at my previous question. Okay, I'm going to make that a required question. They can't skip it. And then I'm going to click Done. Now I'm going to click Add Item. And I'm going to paste my next question in there. I want this one to be multiple choice as well. Okay, now I'm going to paste my answers in for the second question. It automatically puts them in the order that I want them in. I'm going to click Done. Okay, so for the sake of time, this is my quiz. Now, you have a few different options here, but the main thing you're going to do is click Send Form, and you can change this to a short URL. And if you want, you can write this up on your board if, say, you weren't utilizing Google Classroom. Or in my case, you could click Command C and copy it and paste it onto anything that you are utilizing. If you still use Edmodo or other classroom websites, you could post it that way. Now, we utilize Google Classroom, so I'm going to open up a new tab, and I'm going to go to classroom.google.com. I actually have a training class in here just for this purpose, but I'm going to click on my class, and then I am going to click on the plus sign in the bottom right-hand corner of my Google Classroom page. So it's right here in the bottom right, and I'm going to click Create an Assignment. Now from there, I am going to put in Beowulf Recall Quiz. I'm going to put it in as a link. I'm going to Command V, paste that link, and click Add. And then I click Assign. So this is what it will look like for the students. They click on here. They have to be logged into their school account to take the quiz. Now from there, you'll start seeing responses. Now I don't have responses for that actual quiz, but I do have some for another quiz, and I thought I would show you kind of how that works and what you can utilize as far as giving quizzes through Google Forms. So if you are at your drive, you can put in the name of your test and find your responses that way. It automatically creates a spreadsheet for you for every form that you do. So I actually will have a Beowulf test with responses in it, and it creates this huge spreadsheet of students and their answers. Now I have an add-on, and I am just going to move this over here as we start to look at grades so you don't see student names, but you can see each individual kid's responses. Now, I have an add-on up here. It's in the top right, and it's called Flubaroo, and it's something easy that you can download for Google devices. You can download it through Google Chrome, but it's just an add-on for Google Forms and Google Responses. And so I can actually click, normally this would just say grade assignment, but I've already graded this once. So I'm going to click regrade assignment. And it says this will replace my existing grades. Yes. And basically it's going to hunt for new responses as far as new students having taken the quiz. In the bottom of this response sheet, you will notice, now it's working, I've got the little working tab pulled up here, that there is now a new tab next to it called Grades. And it will show me each individual student. It'll show me the exact time that they took the test. Now this is how Flubaroo walks us through. It makes you, like, you can change the points for each individual question. So if you had a question that was like, what's your first name, and you just wanted that in there for your own record, like this username one, it's marked that it just identifies the student and it doesn't count against them or so on. So I'm going to click continue there. And then it's going to say, which test do I want to use as the key? Now, I have went through and I've taken this test with my own personal username. So I've clicked on that one, and that is going to be the key for this particular assignment. Now, Flubaroo is going through and grading all of my quizzes for me, which saves me so much time. And it starts to generate answers. Now, I have blocked out on the left-hand side where it shows each student's name and the time stamp for when they turned in their assignment, because I want to keep their records confidential. But you can see, Flubaroo is going to give me some extra tips. You can see the total points, the percentage, and it even tells me like the different questions they got right and so on. It highlights them in red if they didn't do well. Up here in the add-on section, I can click here, I can click Flubaroo, and I can actually click a button that says share grades, and it will share their grades with them. It'll ask me how I want to do that. I'm going to share them via email. I'm going to include the answer key so they can see what they got wrong and what the correct answer was. And if I wanted to type them a little message, I could send that to them as well. And then click continue. And since their school email is attached to this account, it's going to automatically send them an email that breaks down the assignment for them, breaks down their grade, and so on. From there, I simply go in and I update their grades in Infinite Campus, and all the students have access to their grades and they know what they did. It's a great way to get work back to students in a timely manner. Teachers were so pressed for time, and I think Flubaroo with Google Forms is a great way to utilize technology and implement these tech-based quizzes that will save you time, save your kids time, and give them real-time feedback. Once again, if you have any questions, if you need any help on how to do that, because I know it was a quick tutorial, please feel free to email me. My email is listed on the screen, and if you're in McCracken County Schools, please feel free to call my extension. I have 6-period planning, and so I am happy to come into your classroom and help you get started with anything in relation to Google Classroom, Google Docs, Google Forms, so on and so forth. Thank you so much.